Hello everyone, I am Randy Suarez, aka Silver Coast, back here with another amazing reaction. This time we're back with some more Shaman King 100. And I'd like to say before we start out on this video, bro, thank you for the shout out, bro. I was not expecting that, and I highly appreciate that. Thank you, man. And hey, trust me, you keep cranking these up, I'm keep reacting to them. I'm going down through the archive too, so bro. So I don't mind that. But again, thank you. But we're here with another Shaman King 100 video. The Shadow Ranger the Shadow Ranger got that dog in him, and DAWG in him. So, as a sword that I still want, it's definitely the Shadow Saber. I need that sword in my collection. But that's neither here or there. So if you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Shaman King 100. I will leave the original link to this video down below so you can watch it uninterrupted. Also, link to my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and follow me on those social platforms. Link to my Cashapp. Feel gracious enough to donate whatever you want to donate. That's fine. Nope, that's fine as well. Same thing, stupid things. But by donating, like, comment, sharing, and all the good stuff, however you show your support, let me know you rock with the reaction content. Rock with the channel, and rock with your boy. But further ado, buckle up, and let's get started. Alright, we here with another Shaman King 100 video. The Shadow Ranger got that dog in him. I cannot wait to get into this. And again, dude, shout outs to you for the shout out from the on the Magnet Defender video. I did not expect that. Again, shout outs to you, buddy, and thank you so much. But here we go.
Thank you to everyone that commented. I'm blessed to have you. Today we are talking about Anubis Doggy Krueger. And the only way to do right by this character is by covering the Power Ranger version while also mixing in his Super Sentai version. So hopefully you get to see something new.
Because while the Super Sentai, while the American version literally got that dog in him, and pretty much somewhat of a hard ass, but badass, the Super Sentai one got swag, and he's a badass, so.
When we're talking about the Uncle the SPD Rangers, everyone's favorite dog man, and the furry community's favorite chew toy.
What did I just see?
We gotta do the boy justice. So let me tell you how the Shadow Ranger really got that dog in him. So when we first meet Doggy Krueger, he is the head honcho of the SPD. Those unaware, the SPD version of the Power Rangers we are watching are pretty much like a future police task force on a world where aliens and humans live in harmony. That's why my man could look like a sci-fi version of Bluey and nobody bat an eye about it. But what we...
Hey, this came out before Bluey, so, but still though, but yeah. Who's gonna mess with this man? Nobody. Nobody. This man literally got that dog in him.
Cut in is Doggy debriefing his A-team of Power Ranger as he is sending them on a top secret mission to lower the defenses and weaken Grom, who is the Skeletor villain of the season, and hopefully get rid of his tyranny for good. And this squad's gonna be AFK for most of the season. We're only gonna hear about him here and there and when they inevitably disappear. But we'll get back to them a little later. But with them off planet, Doggy has to assemble him a solid B team. But as you can see, this Power Ranger squad lacking a couple colors. Luckily enough, they were able to cop the last two colors that they needed from a couple delinquents that our boy's gonna have to whip into shape. This being one of the reasons I really love SPD is because it's one of the few times that we ever get a black Red Ranger.
Facts. And here's the thing, Jax was an awesome Red Ranger. A lot of people say he was a bad one. No, dude, he was an awesome one. It took him a little while to learn to be that leader, yes, but he was one hell of a Red Ranger.
And as a mixed kid, I thought that was pretty cool. Now, if you wonder why 3 out of the 4 Black Red Rangers were the captains of series that were all car themed, I'm guessing Saban just thought we really liked the Fast and Furious franchise after they hear our rap music about them 24-inch chrome and butterfly doors. But back to our main subject, Doggy has to spend the first quarter of the season really whipping these whippersnappers into shape as they learn what it means to be a ranger and holding down the city. And they were doing really good until Doggy Krueger's blast from the past appeared as being the man that helped destroy his world and take his wife from him. That being General Benat. And after this man came back and stole another chick from the...
Hey, I was high like, hey, don't touch Cat! I was like that, shouting on TV. My stepmom was like, hey, quiet down. Like, bro, Cat was fine. Like, still is, by the way, still is.
Doggy Dog, he knew that he had to put his foot down and get to work. And this was about to be one of the coldest moments in Power Rangers history. Where our man Doggy pulls up solo dolo ready to fight an army. And I'm gonna have to shoot to the Super Sentai version because this was even cooler as my man had the shades on. My boy got the custom Versace lenses on. Boy looking dope as hell. And he done threw them things up and hit the transformation that would befuddle everyone for years because how do you fit this doggy face into a mask? But it don't matter because it was too dope. But with that, we get the first appearance of the Shadow Ranger. And boy's drip is off the scale as that camera start taking pics of the boy. Boy even got the number 100 tatted to the fit. That's how you know he keep it.
He keep it 100. Hey, again, to this day, this is a sword that I still want to be custom made. By the way, the Shadow Saber. Literally, I still want that.
And to even make it more poetic, is he about to go 1v100? Man's gonna have his own Kingdom Hearts 2 moment. I don't know what was up with the early 2000s and the 1v armies, but thank God for him. But if not having one of the dopest fits in Power Ranger history was not enough, the man got the blade to match as he done whipped out the Shadow Saber. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna need this from a wall.
Bro! Same! Bro, I want that. I need that. It's the same thing with Virgil's sword from Devil May Cry. I need that.
Bruh, the creators knew they were finna cook with this scene. They even popped up a number at the bottom of the screen so you could keep track of what this man was finna do. His man unleashes his Bankai and darts out swinging. And with only swinging his sword 5 times, this man has already took down 20 of them. But he got the counter doing the inverted Mob Psycho. Now, I haven't seen a man mass murder this many robots since Samurai Jack. Man was saucing the robots up so hard he stopped swinging for a second just to throw 2 and just to mix it up. Man done pushed one of their chests in so hard he done turned it into a Volthook with self-destruct enabled. And just to prove that my man got the sauce on him, he don't walk away from the explosion. He fly away from it. Mind you, the whole time he is taking down this number by chopping these minions, homie is posing for the camera every scene. My man Doggy knew he was about to sell all of the toys. This man is so powerful, he is literally making ripples in the air. What in the white beard am I seeing right now? You know man was having fun with the fight choreography because he done dropped a double kick to one of the robot's chests. But after this most disrespectful battle, he ends up with 20 left and decides to end the fun early by doing one big spinning swing, knocking out all 20 of them simultaneously. Nah, my man different.
For real.
My boy wasn't done cooking in the kitchen yet. You ain't mistaken. As General Bannock done showed out of nowhere and pulled out the strap on him. Done had man in the 007 pose and thought he could give Doggy Krueger the JFK sub-hop. Man went for the headshot as my boy ricocheted the blast away and was able to save the kitty.
That means 2 things.
And Doggy...
Hey, yes. Because, again, cat is fine.
Laced up on the man and made quick work of him. And he decides it's time to put my man through the judgment and whips out probably one of the coolest gimmicks in a Power Ranger season where their devices and morphers are able to judge a person and consider them guilty or innocent of the crime they are accused of. And up to this point, every monster has been pretty much guilty. So imagine the shock when Anubis adds, "You are guilty of destroying my planet and taking my wife from me." And that said he was innocent. Anubis himself was surprised, like, yo, how can it be? Which as a kid done shocked me, but it made the next scene even colder. As Doggy Dog himself said, "Fuck the justice system, I am the law." Yo, Doggy Krueger is just so damn cool. As he proceeds to do probably one of the most fire Power Ranger finishing moves there is, because it literally summons fire. As man takes the definition of sliding on your ops to a whole nother level, hitting mans with a Shadow Saber containment strike and turning man into a holographic trading card. Oh, this man is tough. That's tough. And if you didn't think all that was play enough, my boy know how to prioritize save.
For real,
booty cat. And that was
yes. Again, Princess Carrie for cat, definitely.
Man's first morph of the series. Boy, stay cooking for the rest of it, which we're about to get to. But first. So it's important to understand who Doggy Krueger really is, and how better to look into a man's past. As I hinted to earlier, his world was destroyed by Grom. This led to the eradication of his people, and he fought to the bitter end, but ended up losing, but still somehow able to survive, but also losing his wife in the process. And because my boy is the doggy dog, my man is loyal to the bitter end for her. And we learn more about this when one of his so-called friends comes back from the past and fills us in how he fought Mortal Kombat movie 1 style on the beach with this man. As I guess his boy really wanted to take Doggy's chick and have the most authentic doggy style you could have.
Oh, I don't want to picture that. No.
Who could blame him? I guess my boy was really a furry at heart. But mind you, Doggy wife looked just like him with the Killmonger cut. So, hey, Chief, whatever's your type, I guess. Some of us are just blue wolves at heart. But I guess Doggy had to break it down to him that Shouty was only going to be catching one bone, and it wasn't his. But with all this information known, it's understandable to know why that Doggy is really protective of his rangers and the people of his world, as he doesn't want it to happen again. He refuses to lose anyone else to Grom and will defeat him by any means. And having such conviction, it is understandable why he gets a little pissed with the Rangers at times. But for those that think Doggy is just pretty cool and I haven't sold you just yet, come over here, nephew, and let Uncle Shaman tell you a story. What if I told you that Doggy Krueger himself went toe-to-toe with the Violator? Oh yeah, you heard me right.
Yes, sir.
With mano y mano with the Prince Ranger. But sadly, us in the
Prince Ranger. Oh, that's funny. He's already a violator and a deadbeat. Don't need to do that.
States did not get to see this masterpiece at work, but just like Drake, I'm about to colonize and localize this thing right here for you. So SPD and Mystic Force end up crossing over to destroy a new threat that has teamed up with the respective villains of each series. But these guys were able to get the upper hand and almost eradicated both the Red Rangers of each squad. Well, that was until Nubis then jumped in the scene, saving both respective Red Rangers from being expunged from existence from some force lightning. But you know the Violator can smell a man's power level from a mile away, even in the depths of hell himself. And my boy done slide into frame. Mind you, man did not show up in the crossover one. Man said 2 full Power Ranger teams with a 6th Ranger was not a competition. But the Shadow Ranger, I like you, and I won't you. Now run my thing. Man, look at the other villains like, yo, go do your thing. I'm busy right now. And instantly started blasting on Doggy. And this man, Doggy, mid-flight whips out the Shadow Saber, and Korag says, I will oblige you. As they took this battle from Super Sentai to Super Saiyan, as these boys start teleporting all over the place. And all I'm thinking to myself watching this, if our Power Rangers from our series had to face this Korag, they wouldn't have made it past episode 9. These men were flash stepping all over the place. They ended up in a whole different location. I cannot put in words how much aura is on the screen right now. These two's power alone blew up a mountain from miles away. And bro, this next scene sold it for me, because these boys said F some fight choreography, we're just gonna do our finishing moves simultaneously. So let's just cut to the chase, big fella. Doggy done winded up his Shadow Saber, and this man Korag done did the same move bar for bar. Could be copyright or something. But boys like Sumi see, and they start sliding on each other, hitting us with a classic samurai last strike. But unlike any of those iconic scenes that you have seen before where you're waiting for one of them to fall, these boys done stand up like nothing happened, and everything else around them started exploding. Oh, these boys are so damn cool. And
that's
bro,
aura.
Power Ranger is so dang cool that Korag the Violator himself gave my man some prop. And the Shadow Ranger's like, yo, you're not too bad yourself, kid. And then Korag dips out for the rest of the crossover. I'm just saying, I'm pissed that we didn't get this over in the States. Man, it would have been peak. And then add on the fact that Soloris Knight and Anubis are played by the same actor, he would have been crossing over with himself. Now back to our version of Doggy Krueger, who's putting hands on his own Rangers, but for a good reason, as he is trying to train them and toughen them up, because they are starting to be a little too chillax now that there is a Shadow Ranger about, feeling like they can slack off on their duties and do as much. And Doggy Krueger,
no. And the thing is, just because your boss is there and he's stronger than you does not mean you need to be. That means you constantly need to train up to keep up. Come on.
is not feeling this type of mentality. It's not very G7. So our man sends them through some rigorous training, really toughening them up, getting them new forms and becoming a better B squad. And in the process and growth of these people becoming better Rangers, they end up finding the original A-team and bringing them back to Doggy Krueger, which I ain't gonna lie, man started glazing them a little too much. He done really made the B team feel like some C-listers. And they started worrying that they were going to be treated like trash. But they weren't going to have to worry about that for long, as the A-team done pulled the strap out on Doggy. Yeah, the A-team done pulled that Anakin and thought the dark side wasn't that bad. I'm just saying, when you have the evil walrus over here in the squad, you probably knew they were going to be a little evil. And another note on the team, it is kind of wild that the first girl Red Ranger was evil. Just saying. So
yeah,
the
pretty wild.
A-team brings Doggy the Skeletor himself, where he reveals that man's wife was alive this whole time. Leaves the B team having to handle and face off against the A team, which I'll cover in another video, but to cut it short, they done turned them boys into a booster pack. But after defeating them, they still need to find Anubis. Luckily for them, the comic relief character was there to betray them. And I ain't gonna lie, watching this again, that betrayal still hurt, because man had them captured and put in the cage ready for execution. Luckily enough, my man had a change of heart and actually ended up saving the Rangers. But with this, we're getting prepared for the final showdown as the Rangers go and make their moves, destroying the ship. And for Doggy, it was on site with anybody that his gleam. And the first person he was about to put the paws on was this 10-year-old girl. But don't feel bad for this little she-demon, as she's Grom's daughter, and she's able to make the monsters she draws in the pages come to life. Yes, she has the same powers as that one guy from Naruto. I don't know his name. I'm not gonna go look it up. But Doggy Krueger ran down on this chick and started chopping every monster she threw at him. Man was slicing these things mid-air. Boy was going so fast, he started just cutting the pages, because the monsters didn't even have time to come out yet. He done pulled up on little girl and she's like, what are you gonna do to me? I'm just a kid. Boy's like, don't worry, we gonna try you as an adult. Turn her into a garbage pail kid. And after he was done locking away the daughter, it was time for daddy to run these hands. And man, I ain't even gonna lie to you, when he pulled up and saw his wife have that staff to her neck, I thought I was about to see some cornrows coming out my boy head, because boy was ready to go doggy style on a man. As these boys done jumped right into the action, started swinging on each other, boys were having a ballerina session. Doggy even gave him the trip up and had man flying back on his throne. But the big bad knew he couldn't run the fair one with the Shadow Ranger and said, hey, wait a minute, I'm a villain, and started dangling Doggy's wife off the balcony. Oh, and the dog was pissed. That boy was ready to bite man's head off. So this saucy Ranger done did the cleanest move and hit himself with the own layup by throwing his sword into man's chest and kicking off that shit while simultaneously going for his wife so she don't fall in, and then hitting man with the Uno reverse card, giving him the Palpatine ending. But after the Power Rangers were done finishing,
gave him the Palpatine ending is crazy. And also, a lot of people didn't like the SWAT mode thing. I'm like, hey, SWAT mode's pretty cool.
By throwing his sword into man's chest and kicking off that shit while simultaneously going for his wife so she don't fall in, and then hitting man with the Uno reverse card, giving him the Palpatine ending. But after the Power Rangers were done finishing up the big bad Omni, who happened to also be voiced by Korek, I will claim this planet as mine. And the Power Rangers were celebrating a job well done. But just like Palpatine came back sadly in the sequel, Skeletor wasn't done just yet, telling to our boy Doggy, wanna fade with me one last time. And you know Doggy finna oblige the man, but in Doggy fashion, this man's disrespect knows no bound, as Brody did it even more for him. He stayed in his base form. He said, you're not even worth seeing the drip again. And after a quick 5 seconds, Skeletor realizes that he should have probably stayed dead. Boy was asking for the relief of life, and instead of Doggy ending man's, he done cut off the other antler.
Now they match.
Finally able to put man's away. And I know they never showed it, but I imagine that he probably walking around with boy on his neck like he Logan Paul or something.
For real.
Don't leave just yet. We have a special announcement. Here it is.
There will only be one color left in the rainbow.
Would you already react to it? But damn, that'd be just tough.
Oh snap, it's Dinomorphin time next time. We finally gonna be covering probably one of the most requested people for the new year. But if you want to decide the next thing that I cover, you can go over to our community tab right now and cast your vote or leave a comment. And if that's not your steez, you can like and comment and subscribe. That's always helpful too. If you're looking for another video to watch, I definitely recommend our Korag one if you haven't seen it yet. It gives you a little context for this. But maybe if Power Rangers isn't your thing, I definitely got some DC content right over here that you might like. But until next time, what's poppin'? It's Shaman.
Hey, man. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Oh, man. Yeah. Again, Doggy got that dog in him. Oh, man, bro. Again, I still need that fucking sword. I ain't not resting till that gets custom made. Oh, man. But I digress. If you like any of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe to Shaman King 100. I will leave the original link to the video down below so you won't get interrupted. And Shaman, bro, again, thanks so much. I wasn't expecting the shout out, but I highly appreciate it. Thank you, bro. But until next time, please take care of yourself. Stay hydrated, stay safe, stay warm. Peace out.
And little questions is everything they know about you.